Begin countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1.
And we are live. Welcome to the Escape Podcast. Adam, this is Escape Podcast number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. Feeling fine.
Number 9, feeling fine. Coming down the Chicago line.
Oh, yeah. So, Adam, what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about Zoe Kravitz. We're going to talk about how well the Batman is doing at the theaters. We're going to talk about Todd McFarlane's DC Multiverse line and the recent announcements that they have made. We're going to talk about the Discovery Warner Brothers. I get to call it a merger, but it's a takeover. And what was the other topic we had to talk about today? Daredevil. I'm talking about Daredevil.
Oh, yeah, Daredevil. And you know what? Anything else we want to talk about, because it's our show. So
that's right. It's our show.
It's our show. But anyway, Adam, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Had some pizza today, and it was good pizza. I think it was brick oven pizza. And was in the friendly Ferndale area with a close family member, and it was good.
So, it was a freaking wicked cold day today.
It was cold.
It was one of those days where I went to go get the very expensive gas, and I stopped at a certain amount because I was like, I'm tired and I'm very cold, so I'm just gonna stop right here, and hopefully this gets me around where I'm supposed to be today. So
just need enough juice to get me back home.
Yeah, say just enough juice to go run down to the comic book store, pick up some, geek out a little bit. So took the family for a ride down to the comic book store. Just had a nice day. So, but let's get into it. So we are talking about the Batman and seeing how it's doing again for its second weekend. So this is according to IMDb. The Batman flies past 200 million at a domestic box office. So it's continued its red hot performance at the box office, adding another 18.7 million on its second Friday, with domestic total assets past 225 million by the end of Saturday. So pretty up-to-date numbers considering it's Saturday evening. So
they take into account like the way there is a formula that they use for this. They project Sunday on an average, and then they kind of just, you know what I'm saying? Well, they have already accounted for tomorrow's sales as well.
Well, that's the thing. It's way easier considering most theaters nowadays have, you have to pre-order your tickets and everything. So it makes it way easier to project a day ahead. So
I think I'm going to see it tomorrow.
I definitely would like to go see it again. It's worthy of, 3 to 4 viewings, definitely.
I got to break 5. I want this to be a record.
Nice.
I did Batman Forever 5 times, Star Trek First Contact like 5 times. I think you were there for First Contact.
Yeah, well, we did it back to back in the same day, opening day.
Of the Batman?
First Contact.
We did?
Yeah.
Do tell. Hey, it's our podcast. We can say what we want. Tell the story. I don't remember it. I remember you almost getting stabbed.
Well, that happens. So
not really. not for the reason it was about to.
Do most people not get stabbed randomly by their friend's dad because he thinks I'm, some hobo getting in the car? So.
Yeah, he didn't say hobo, but
yeah, he's what we like to call old school,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes old school pretty much means racist. So that'll
yeah.
happen.
And he grabbed a screwdriver, and I laughed.
Okay.
That's Nick.
Yeah, imagine Jimmy Kahn as someone's
Yeah.
father.
Jimmy Kahn.
And
Exactly.
so Jimmy Kahn almost stabbed me in the ear. Well, that was his plan. He told me that was the plan, was to stab me in the ear because he thought I was, just some guy getting in his car.
Getting in his car.
So almost got stabbed in the ear. And there's nothing like a man telling you how they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
You know, the plan they had for you.
I was crazy. I remember this look he had.
That's Nick. That's Nick. Okay. I was going to stab him. I was going to stab him. Oh, yeah. It's that kind of party. But yeah, so we went and saw Star Trek First Contact back to back, and obviously one of our friends, we were teenagers, so friends
1996
picked us up and almost got stabbed in the ear. So
yeah. Okay, so wait, we saw it twice in the same day though?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we went back to back at MJR.
Okay. All right.
So
all right, great. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, I could be misremembering, but that's what I remember.
I doubt it. I believe you.
So anyway, the Batman is still going strong. I shouldn't say I'm concerned, but a lot of people, I'm like, hey, have you seen this movie? Hey, have you seen this movie? Like, no, I haven't seen it. I was like, why haven't you seen this movie? Like, I stopped at the comic book store talking to the guys. I was like, hey man, we got a podcast, yada yada. And I was just like, have you seen Batman? And I started like talking about, not necessarily plot points, but points that were taken from the comics. And it's like, oh, they took this and they took this. I was like, oh, by the way, have you seen it? No, haven't seen it. I'm like, like dang it, go see that movie.
I like in that movie. I like in that movie. One of my favorite things about that movie is like some of the plot points are like old school, not old school, but the new school back in the old days when it was Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams we were talking about. They hit a lot of those beats, like spoilers, but when Catwoman brings the guy to the rooftop and
the dirty cop,
cop, because she knew all about it anyway, but they were going after the big fish. But anyways, make a long story short, she was going to kill him, and he held her back. He held her back from killing people twice. But he says, he's got to pay or whatever. And he's like, you don't have to pay with him. I mean, it was just awesome. Like, it was just, yeah. Awesome. I heard of somebody today, Mark Bernardin, talking about it, and it was like he hopes that this was the last dark Batman movie. Like I'm like, he's an intelligent man, but we do not see eye to eye on this movie. Kevin Smith, on the other hand, he and I see eye to eye on it.
Well, that's the thing. Sorry, man, no one wants to bring back Joel Schumacher. No one wants those days.
No, nobody wants those days.
So anyway, still continue with our article real quick. So this will also mean the Batman will become Warner Brothers' highest grossing theatrical release since theaters reopened after the COVID-19 pandemic began, having eclipsed the 400 million global theatrical run of Dune in just 8 days of domestic release. So
wow,
the Batman is now on its way to becoming one of the highest grossing post-shutdown releases of any studio. That's according to the wrap via IMDb. So
in the long run, it's not going to beat Spider-Man No Way Home in like total sales. Probably not.
No, but it shouldn't.
But it did beat it by about between $8 and $10 million for opening weekend.
No, it's as good as you could have hoped for, as just for the tone of the movie, it being a Batman movie, being a DC movie. It's as good as DC really could have hoped for. The fact that it's even being mentioned in the same breath as Spider-Man, I mean, that's all you're really shooting for at this point.
Well, and the fact that people are saying, well, which do you like better, The Dark Knight, or do you like this? And for me,
See, I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that.
well, I don't think it's fair to compare the two because you're talking about like David Goyer's writing, Chris Nolan's directing, and Matt Reeves wrote and direct both of at this movie too. But it's like this was two different creative, teams,
Yeah,
and they're yeah,
sorry, but I hate when I really hate when people are like, well, it's not as good as the Nolan. I was like, it's not meant to be. It's apples and oranges. I know it's Batman, but I mean, I hate when I was like, you can separate the two. You don't. It doesn't have to be all the same ball of wax. It drives me nuts when people do that.
yeah, I know, me too. And really, they shouldn't be. I mean, for good movie or whatever, they can be compared. They're both great movies, I think. Let's compare it to Batman and Robin.
No, let's not do
No.
that. No, I mean, but it's like, okay, like, oh, well, do you always compare, Batman storylines? You compare everything to Nightfall? Do you compare everything to Death in the Family? No, you go like, no, that was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. That one's not as good. That one's not as good. But this is awesome, and this is awesome. And it's like, why treat it like it's got to be one or the other? It drives me nuts when people do that.
Yeah, no. And anyways, he shit all over the movie, and I didn't appreciate that. But
if you
there
shit
you
on
go.
this movie, you should have. I don't know. Your taste is. I don't understand.
Your head had to be so far up your ass you couldn't see the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I could say. But I just gotta say, one of the things I love. So you know how I'm always saying, how I've always said that if you think about it and you really watch it and you really pay attention, Batman 66 is the best interpretation of Batman if you block out the campiness and the comedy and you darken it up. By the end of this movie, like arguably you could say this was almost like a Batman 66 prequel because one, he's in the room with the cops while they're studying bodies and stuff like that. And then at the end, after the flood, he's helping people and he becomes like the symbol of hope. A lot of people don't like that. Oh, he's Superman's hope and Batman's fear.
No, because that's the point of actually the Christopher Nolan trilogy is when he comes. It's the fall from grace when the city loved him, the city trusted him, and that's why you have basically the whole city turn against him. That's why that's such a big twist. That's part of the thing that's missed is in the Nolan trilogy you have the fall, you see the fall and why there's a fall, and part of it is by design, but also to show like the city trusted and loved him so much and they felt betrayed.
Well, yeah, and the Joker just ripped down Batman, ripped down Gordon, ripped down Harvey Dent, and he ripped the whole thing down, like literally burnt. And then when you go through and watch The Dark Knight Rises and how I felt in 2012 when it came out, 2012 when it came out, and I walked out into the parking lot and it left a bad taste in my mouth and I didn't like it. Now I realize I didn't like it because I didn't want it to end, but it had no choice but to end. Like,
Right.
Like the Nolan had said all he had to say, and really he used the Joker to tear that city down. So
Yeah.
So the Batman, get your ass into the seats, see the movie.
Check it out.
Check it out.
So anyway, one of the things I love is you actually see Robert Pattinson doing the victory lap. You see all these interviews with Robert Pattinson having a good time. Did you see the one when he was telling about I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel and he was telling about how a bat actually attacks something
On set?
No, like in real life. So apparently how a bat, let's say, would attack a chicken is it would fly into the coop and bat its wings on the cage to get it so scared, and it would do this for like an hour. And then after the hour, after the chicken's really scared, it sneak up on the chicken and bite it in the anus. And he,
Oh!
and he called up Matt Reeves. He's like, I have an idea.
That's hysterical.
So you have stories like this. And then you have what Zoe Kravitz did. Zoe Kravitz is quoted in The Guardian as saying she did not get the role of Catwoman because she was, quote, too urban looking. Now, I believe it was fairly soon after that, she very quickly backtracked on Instagram, basically saying, I was never up for the role. I was up for another role. And that was what she was kind of heard, or that was what she was told. So clearly someone somewhere got a hold of her, probably another Warner Brother exec who probably worked on the movie, and said, hey, what the hell? So she immediately backtracked and said, no, I was never up for that role. I was up for another role, yada, yada, yada. But either way, someone is lying, because it's either the Guardian's lying or Zoe Kravitz is lying. And then, so what the Guardian's response was, basically they ripped her apart saying, hey, you're actually, because one of the things that people sort of bagged on the movie for was Catwoman's character saying that, oh, these men with their white privilege, when you are in fact a child of privilege, being, father, or your father is one of the coolest rock stars on the planet. Your mother's one of the most beautiful people on the planet. Basically, you're born on third base. You're beautiful. Shut up, and do your victory lap of being the star in a good movie.
Yeah, you ever seen Serpent in the Rainbow?
I'm not.
What's her name? Well, Bill Pullman is in that movie with Lisa Bonet, and that is a weird movie about voodoo and zombification and stuff. And I want to watch that again. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. It's I haven't seen it since the late '80s, but Lisa Bonet was really good in that. Anyways, well, okay, you mentioned earlier when we talked about this, someone's lying, right? And I believe, according to Zoe Kravitz, I guess now she was up for the Juno Temple role, which was of Holly, Catwoman's little friend also from Batman Year One, Frank Miller's character. He created that character, I believe. I just watched some Joe Rogan last night. And I don't know if it was a recent episode or not, but he had Jordan Peter's daughter on.
Oh, Michaela Peterson.
Yeah. And they were talking about the media and how, like, in print, what they do in print, because they're all scrambling to sell because nobody buys newspapers anymore. So they create this clickbaity stuff. They'll take a sentence. The editor will take a sentence and he'll just kind of maybe put a ... in, or change the structure. So that's one school of thought that could have happened with this article that she was interviewed with, and then maybe she was trying to straighten out the record on Instagram, or she's flat out lying and the Guardian is telling the truth. But the thing is about it is we'll never know.
Well, and it's not to say like the Guardian's a shining example of, journalism, but it's just one of those things where, like, either way, like I said, you have Robert Pattinson doing these victory lap interviews, and you have Zoe Kravitz, like, you would think like her dog died. like you see these interviews, be like, you're in the biggest movie on the planet right now. Like, I don't understand the
right.
There's just certain things where you have people like, hey, yeah, and then you would think, like, are you ever happy about anything?
Right. She seems real happy when she's on the cast interviews. Those are the only ones I've seen. Right. She seems like a real, like she's having a really good time. Paul Dano enjoys this script and enjoyed being in this movie so much. Like,
I think he thrives in these type of roles.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even put it too far past Paul Dano. Like, the next time if we saw him as the Riddler again, like he wouldn't have the mask on. He'd just be, what would be the point?
Oh yeah, I don't think they would. Yeah, it's done at this point. You would think so.
Right. But what was I going to say? Oh, they did this cast interview that I watched before the movie came out, and they're talking about how they referenced the Christian Bale stuff, how he did it really well, where Bruce Wayne was the mask and Batman is the true face. And but in this movie, the Batman, he doesn't care about the Bruce Wayne stuff. And according to the comics, in his early days, he didn't care about it. He goes in and out of that too throughout his life and middle age stuff. If you read certain stories, like he kind of sometimes he forgets about even entertaining the idea of Bruce Wayne's life, but and Alfred has to reel him in. But Paul Dano says to him, if Rob Pattinson got, develops his character into that role, which he plans to do, he's like, it would be so great. Like you can see he was just gushing with pride and love for this movie. And that's the vibe I get. Everybody on this movie loves it.
Right. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen enough, but it's just certain people you just go be like, are you ever happy?
Right. I'm just talking about the group interviews, of course. Like I haven't, so
right.
That's all. But yeah, the story itself, it hit. People were talking. You told me about it. I didn't know, but it hit hard on Wednesday. If it was on Fat Man Beyond, then it was out there.
Right. So, but also, so we're talking about the Warner Media merger. So this can have some potentially some devastating effects for possible upcoming projects. So
whatever it takes.
Well, and this is what is this from? This is from MSN. As Warner Media Discovery deal nears close, David Zaslav, who's the new the big head honcho, shapes up executive team with eye on $3 billion cost savings target. So he's known as a bottom line guy. He is known as a numbers guy. He is profit guy. So Discovery shareholders are set to okay a $43 billion merger with Warner Media on Friday, the last big step before AT&T completes the spinoff. So
okay,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was
just going off the article here. Ahead of the deal's expected to close next month. A who's in, who's out parlor game is gaining intensity as CEO David Zaslav finalizes the leadership team. Top managers who have been with the exec for years will be sticking around, working with a few battle-tested Warner execs, though likely without others. Kevin Meyer, the former Disney exec known for leading the launch of Disney Plus and a string of M&A deals, is helping to shape the new org chart as a high-level consultant to Zaslav. The structure will be leaner and less top-heavy, which sounds good to me, than what Warner vets are accustomed to as they settle into a third corporate ownership group in 4 years. So Warner's kind of known as being a company that's led by committee. It's kind of like, hey, you got a handful of people trying to make all these decisions going forward, when what you need is what Marvel had in the beginning and in the first few phases of the Marvel movies is one vision, and that's what Marvel or Warner / DC is missing forever.
Yeah, well, all right, to talk about Kevin Feige with the Marvel movies, Campia brought this up when they were comparing what's going on with the direction of the DC movies and how they sometimes always seem to like feel subpar to the Marvel universe because the Marvel universe had such a plan and all that kind of stuff. So you put the way he said it is you put the DC universe on the shoulders of like Zack Snyder and Chris Nolan. Okay, so Chris Nolan was huge in the development of Man of Steel, and David Goyer was a writer on it and all that kind of stuff. But he made a point to say that writing the DC universe and writing superhero movies like that is not their life's ambition. But Kevin Feige, on the other hand, it was his life's ambition. He loved Marvel growing up.
Right.
He's had he was over at Fox for X-Men. He did the original Fantastic Four movies. And
whether you love them or hate them,
I wouldn't say I love them, but I dig them. Especially the Silver Surfer one. If they wouldn't have done Galactus as a cloud, it would have been a great movie. I do enjoy Jessica Alba.
I thought she did fine.
I thought she did that, and that's the thing. She did fine, but she's like when Ben Affleck a little bit. Like she still looks like Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
No matter what, you know. And that's not a problem. She's a beautiful woman. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the problem with being Jessica Alba is everybody's like, yeah, that's Sue Storm, but that's Sue Storm. That's Jessica Alba is Sue Storm.
Like people, like fans have done fan casting, and they wanted Emily Blunt as Sue Storm. I could see that. And
I'm a big fan of Emily Blunt. So.
But I could also look at Sue Storm and not see Emily Blunt while Emily Blunt is playing her.
Yeah,
kind of a thing. So there's that. So that's a hard role to fill, right? That's going to be, and I don't think we need a cinematic universe. I think what we need is a vision of a story where you could bring all the other characters in, but we don't.
Well, that's what when I stopped the comic store earlier, and I got into a quick discussion because I was ended up waiting around for people, and one of the things we got to talk about real quick was, what DC needs to do someone asked, do you think this Batman could introduce more characters? And I'm like, I can see that, but overall, that's what they need to do. They need to flesh out a universe where if they pop in another character, it doesn't ruin everything. You have to have an open enough universe, cinematically, where, hey, if they introduce a Constantine or, whoever into another movie, it's not like, oh, this, where the hell did this come from? So they just need a linear, fleshed out enough universe where they can introduce more people without the whole universe essentially collapsing onto itself.
Like if they did, that's a good pull too. Like if they did introduce a Constantine into the
and not Keanu, sorry.
No, that's
that can stay where that's at.
I mean, it's not like it was my boss, my friend. Anyway, my buddy says, he goes, I didn't like the CW version or whatever. He goes, they cast a British guy. I'm like, he is a British guy.
His character is a British guy.
He goes, no, it was Keanu play. I'm like, that's the worst casting idea in the world. I go, I liked the movie and I liked Keanu Reeves in it. I go, but it wasn't.
But when you actually learn who Constantine is, because when that movie came out, I really didn't know who Constantine was, but everybody else who knew was like, what the bleep is this? And be like,
yeah.
And now I look back, I was like, well, you're not wrong. So
exactly. But yeah, if they introduced a Constantine in it and decided to branch off, and maybe they did a Zatanna movie with that guy playing Constantine, then there's your universe.
You could introduce a Zatanna so easily into that universe. So easy.
But then there's your universe.
Right.
Stop right there. Okay. And your Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, and all that stuff, don't bring them into it.
Nope.
Keep doing that. And if you decide you're going to do a Wonder Woman somehow down the pipe through these things, change it. But I don't think they should do. I think that they should leave these movies with the grit that they have. I don't want to see Superman in it. I don't want to see. I've had enough of Superman and Batman. I've had enough of those two guys together.
Yep.
But I never thought I'd be saying this, but I've had enough of Superman too, because it seems like they don't really want to.
They don't want to do him right.
They did do him right.
Right.
Man of Steel. That's the thing that fucks me up every time. And again, like I don't see how that movie could have been divisive. First of all, people are like, the city was collapsing. The Christopher Reeve Superman would have flew around. I go, wait a minute, no. He didn't have
Christopher Reeves was very loosely based off the comic.
Well, and again, the comparison to the two is like comparing Nolan to Matt Reeves. It is somebody else's interpretation, and he didn't have time to save those people. He was dealing with a person from his own planet who knew how to fight, who knew how to strategize, all this kind of stuff. Zod was kicking the shit out of him left and right. Yeah. And all he was trying to do was stop Zod from doing more damage, because if he'd have taken off to go and save somebody from getting crumbled, then Zod turns around and just burns the rest of the place down. Right. You know what I mean? Who's to say Zod doesn't burn out the atmosphere? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, but they did Superman right. They don't have faith. They didn't have faith in their projects back then. And I hope they start having faith in it now. Another thing, you say that David Zasloff is a bottom line guy. Well, say goodbye to the CW then, because the CW has never made a profit.
Well, no, and
it's always broke even or lost money.
Right, and that, well, yeah, because that's the thing. They tried to put it up for sale real quick, and everybody's like, "Yeah, no thanks, no thanks with that that thing that no one,
right?
Yeah, like I said, has not made a dime for anybody."
Right, they are going to be contractually obligated by merging and taking over Warner Brothers to fulfill the contracts that the people that are under now, or at least pay the contracts off, whatever they're going to do. But that network's gone.
Yeah. I never understood. I was never a fan, so I will never miss it. But or it's just going to become one of those channels where they just throw a bunch of reruns on, down the line.
Well, I mean,
maybe the HBO Max stuff after a year, they'll throw it on there as reruns for people who don't want to, pay for a streaming service or whatever.
Well, they'll own all that property. So
right.
All of those shows will go on HBO Max. We're not just talking about the Arrowverse shows. I mean, we're talking like Vampire Diaries, the originals, all that stuff.
Yeah. All the we call the teen drama shows, yeah.
Yeah, which all these, to me, seem to be pretty good in their first and second seasons. But
I tell you what, was the stupid Riverdale, was that on CW?
Yeah, the Archie show.
I liked it. I liked that first season. My wife and I watched it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
We watched it. We enjoyed the first season, and then we're like, well, this is ridiculous, but okay. And then Luke Perry died, and then it all went downhill.
That's crazy. Luke Perry died at 50 years old.
I was like, Luke Perry, oh. I remember him on 90210. I was like, oh. That's why I was like, I'm old enough where Luke Perry's a dad. What the hell?
Now we're old enough where Luke Perry has.
Yeah, Luke Perry passed. God bless him.
Passed away.
So anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luke Perry, but we're moving on. So, and also part of the WB deal is they apparently are reshuffling their movie format, or not movie formats, but the movies that are coming out, which I don't understand. And frankly, it irritates me because this is the complete opposite of what Sony did with pushing back like Morbius and stuff, because No Way Home became such a monster that it would have swallowed anything else. And now like we said, the Batman's doing great, but it's not the monster that, where it's going to swallow all these other movies. So Warner Brothers, this is according to the Hollywood Reporter, Warner Brothers shuffled its release calendar Wednesday, moving multiple high-profile projects. Among the changes, were shifts for the Ezra Miller superhero film The Flash, which now opens June 23rd, 2023.
Oh, fuck, man.
Back from
I'm like, it's
November
coming
4th.
out now.
Yeah, back from November 4th of 2022, as well as new later dates for the Jason Momoa Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That gets pushed back to March 17th, 2023. Timothy Chalamet's Wonka also gets a 2023 release in December.
Timothy Chalamet's playing Willy Wonka?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a young Wonka thing.
No, man, he is kind of young looking. I was going to say, he should play fucking Wonka in the modern day. You know what I mean? Not like, I mean, like, you know, a grown-up Wonka, but maybe there'll be anyways, go ahead. Right. Sorry.
But insiders note COVID delayed visual effects on some of the films, thus the shifts. It sounds like a BS argument to me. I would think. Look, man, like I said, it sounds like a fishy excuse to me. I could be dead wrong, but it sounds like they're just pushing things back, or they're reshuffling for some reason. I mean, there's a difference between pushing back for like a month or two, and there's a difference between pushing back for 6 months. Like, if you knew like a movie wasn't going to come out in a couple months, you said this at the beginning of the year. Say, hey, COVID happened. We need another 6 months. We're 6 months behind. You don't announce it, a couple months before and then push it back another 6 months. So
no.
The announcement comes a few hours after Dwayne Johnson revealed on Instagram that 2 of his films would move. Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema's Black Adam is moving to October 21st of this year, back from its original date of the summer. Another summer chance at a blockbuster of July 29th. Johnson noted in a message to fans that the film will open just before Halloween and play through the holiday season. In a twinned move, Johnson's animated DC League of Super Pets is moving into Black Adam's old July 29th spot. It was previously slated for May 20th. See what else. So, yeah, I don't care about DC League of Super Pets.
You don't? Haven't you seen a trailer? I do. I want to. That's the only animated movie I ever want to see right now.
I don't care about Super Pets.
I care about Crypto, though. I love
Crypto. Well, that's why I liked what they did in
Titans.
I loved that they did that. I thought that was such a cool move. And then,
I'd never thought I would.
They did the thing.
What thing? Oh, the third season?
Jason Todd thing.
Okay, yeah, but you know what? That whole season, I'll say this, which is one of the things that kept me watching that show. Everybody else's stories were good. I mean, I thought that Starfire and her sister's story was good. I liked Superboy's involvement in that.
I really liked the way they did Superboy too.
Me too, and I liked the afterlife with Tim Drake, Hank, and Donna Troy. That was all gold, man. That was all gold. But the main storyline,
the best one, they freaking.
It was just shit.
They fumbled that one.
Yeah, and that guy, like, I wouldn't be afraid of him if he was like. I know he's all martial arts and stuff, but he just looks like a pussy.
Well, you can tell that to his face, because guess who's coming to Motor City Comic Con? Jason Todd.
Yeah, well, Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Sorry. No. So, but Adam, there's a couple things that my fault, I completely forgot to talk about. Mm-hmm. Did you see the teaser for Kenobi?
I didn't, and then I did that on purpose.
Do you want to do it now?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a reaction, you guys. So, okay, so there's 2 things I want you to watch. Okay. So I want you to watch the Kenobi teaser trailer, and I also would like you to watch the Love and Thunder teaser.
I didn't know that was out. Okay.
It's just a teaser, but we'll do this real quick. So
I'm gonna dive in right
quick.
now.
Yeah, they're quick. So
Can you see me still?
Yes.
Or no?
Yep.
Okay. All right. The old YouTubes. All right. First one is gonna be Kenobi.
yeah, do Kenobi first.
All right.
All right, so Adam is going to watch the Kenobi trailer, and also, can you keep your mic on while you're watching?
You want me to keep the mic on, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So.
All right. So here we are. Kenobi teaser trailer. Minute 46, and here we go.
So Adam is watching that. So. Yeah, man. What do you got? Tell me what you're feeling.
I like the music.
Oh yeah. It hits you right in the feels.
That was fucking Vader.
Was it? Adam doing a reaction to the Kenobi trailer. So while we're doing this, so if you can, we are on YouTube, and if you could give us a like and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. That's how YouTube works. So the more subscribers and the more likes and the more shares, it helps us out a lot. So, and we know we're just a tiny channel, but we're trying to get monetized for Adam so that he can quit his job and we can do this full time.
I am all fucking in on that. Holy shit. Why can't I bring you back? There you are. All right.
I'm here, brother.
Have time. Oh, no, now you're totally gone. All right, hold on.
So what you think?
What did I think? I didn't expect to see Vader helmetless. That was Vader.
No, it's not Vader. That was the Grand Inquisitor.
Oh. Well, now it's not as cool as I thought it was.
But there is supposed to be a Vader thing. Supposed to be a Vader sighting in Kenobi. So
who's the Grand Inquisitor?
Grand Inquisitor, it's pulled from the animated series, and I think one of the also things in video games, but his thing is the big spinning blades. So he's actually got his hilt is like a circle, and the blades literally like a fan.
Is he a Sith?
Yes, because they're charged with hunting down the remaining Jedi. So, and they are sent out by Vader. I don't know if they're technically Sith directly because there's a lot of them. So I forget. I got to brush up on my Inquisitor stuff, but
well, I mean, are there only supposed to be two Siths?
Well, that's the thing, because there's a lot of Inquisitors that go out and hunt down. It's a whole group of, and they all got lightsabers and stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, you understand why I thought he was Vader, right?
Oh yeah. At first glance, you're like, oh, but here's the thing. Like, that's one of those. It didn't translate very well from the cartoon because his head should have been like narrower and like elongated. So, but I
kind of looked like Vincent Price's egghead.
Kind of. So yeah, I can see where at first glance you're like, oh, and we're like, oh no, it's not. But yeah, so pretty exciting stuff. If it does, like, as far as the music and everything, it hits you right in the feels. But you know, it
still looks great. I mean, they show little Luke.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot to like, and this could be one of the few times where they freaking nail it, or it could be like everything else Disney's done and somehow they fumble it on the goal line. So, or before, because Boba Fett should have been like a layup. Somehow screwed that up. A lot of things that Disney has touched that should have been layups were not. And by layups I mean very easy to do, like children's play that should have been universally loved, and they just trash it somehow. So,
and this episode of the Escape Podcast is brought to you by Haterade. Hate. Mandalorian still rocks though.
Goes down smooth. But no, Mandalorian's still great, but it's look, man, it's still Star Wars or Disney Star Wars, so I am
You are standing at an arm's length.
I'm bitter. I'm a bitter, broken Star Wars fan, and I will not trust it or love it until it's like it's got to be so good in and out, like just all the way around. It's got to be so good for me to go like, yeah, I'm back, because and like I said, this should be a layup. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
All right, cool, man. No, that looks good to me, though. I thought that looked great.
Yep.
But again, I didn't know what a Grand Inquisitor was. So obviously, we know that the Star Wars expert in this podcast is you, and you keep drinking that damn energy drink, and I finished mine. I can't go on anymore. I'll be right back. I need another one, man. I'm like, that looks good.
All right, so
and
Adam,
then I'll come back and I will watch
Love
the
and
other
Thunder.
teaser. Love and Thunder, yes.
Love and Thunder.
Because I'm interested about that one. No, see. Now we're getting into where okay.
Because all right, just go.
I gotta go get my haterade.
Go. And Adam's haterade is brought to you by Taika Waititi. Why does he hate him? Because he's funny. That's why. So, anyway, while Adam runs and gets his other Red Bull to keep the party going here. So, we are also over on, keep playing my little videos here. So we are on Facebook and we are also on the Instagram. So go check us out. We're on the Escape Podcast on Facebook, and on Instagram we are _Escape_podcast. So we try and keep you guys up to date as to what we're doing, and also things that we're doing on our own. A lot of things that we're going to be trying to do is so one of the things that we really enjoy doing is collecting action figures, but also coming with action figures is customizing figures. So so basically keep you up to date with some of the figures that are coming out, and also the figures that we're customizing, kit bashing, stuff like that. So, and we're going to be talking about action figures here fairly soon as Adam watches the Love and Thunder trailer. So,
and I just built this giant ass diorama I'll be sharing with you guys soon.
Yep. So we're going to post those on our Instagram page. So if you're interested in that, go check those out and give us a like. And even on Facebook, if you like doing the same thing, post your pictures and we'd love to see them. So
yes, please do. Okay.
All right. So I forget exactly what it was, but the trailer bullshit. I saw was just like, hey, here's a quick teaser thing, and I'm like, all right. So it's a little more than like a couple random shots and like a voiceover, but it's enough to go, oh, this is where we're going?
Legacy trailer? Huh? Wait. Oh, okay. It says Thor 4 Love and Trailer, first look trailer. Yeah. Love and Thunder, first look trailer. Okay. Such a good storyline. Here we go.
Adam's checking that out. And tell us what you guys think about Love and Thunder. If you're intrigued or not, if you're excited or not, if you like the way that Thor is going, because I know a lot of people are kind of upset with Taika Waititi because, you know what? A lot of people are saying it's not really Thor, and I completely understand where they're coming from with that because, if you're a Thor comic book reader, you know, it's not exactly what you, not really comic accurate. We'll say that.
So what I just saw was a string of shots from other movies,
Did they have the voiceover?
but the voiceover was there. Yes.
And here's one of the things. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that voiceover, if that's the way this movie's going, pissed me off.
Why?
Because did it talk? I should have made sure we watched the main one. So did it talk about how Thor wanted to be a good man and all that? Yeah, he's freaking Thor. He's the god of thunder. He doesn't care about being a freaking man. He wants to be he's the god. He's the freaking god of thunder.
I thought he'd just been like maybe a good person or something because he's got to be worthy to lift Mjolnir.
They specifically say they specifically have him say, I want to be a good man. No, he doesn't. He's a freaking god. I hate that crap.
I didn't interpret it that. Okay, maybe that's I don't know. Are you sure they meant that? I mean, it just.
I don't know because I just have that. But when he say like, because if he were like talking as Thor, a god, he's like, I want to be an honorable, this or that. It's like, no, I just want to be a good man. I don't want to be a king. I don't want to be this or that. I just want to be a good man. Be like, you are freaking Thor, god of thunder, son of Odin. Go freaking be the god of thunder. Yep, Nancy.
Well, since you're saying all that, and let me just tell you, this is going to be a fucking dumpster fire heap of shit.
Exactly. I've never been so pissed over such a stupid teaser trailer where I just went, this is stupid. It's absurd. Like, you've taken Thor and taken him from, oh, I'm Thor. I'm, son of Odin. I just want to be a good guy.
Yeah, but
I don't want to be a king.
They've already done it. They've already made him a joke, Nick. And here's the thing. You saw Ragnarok, and you know how I feel about that movie.
Right.
And then you saw Avengers Endgame, and they turned him into the dude from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the truth, him as the dude from Big Lebowski was better than what he was in Thor Ragnarok. Because at least at least his jokes fucking landed. Yeah, I mean, anyways, he shouldn't have been jokey. Thor is extravagant. Thor is fantastical.
He's a god.
Well, he's pure fantasy. Like, he's from the fantasy realm, and
mythology. Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah.
I know.
He's fantastic.
Right.
He's a fantastic character, and they've taken that away from him. And basically made him an agent. I'm going to quote Rick Sanchez here from Rick and Morty, an agent of mediocrity, agent of averageness, agent of averageness.
And that's the thing. And so they're going to use that. They're going to say, oh, he doesn't want to be a king. And so they can have, what's her name? Valkyrie be not queen, but king.
Yeah, she's king.
It's the way they're angling this whole damn movie. I'm like, I don't want any part of this damn thing.
Let's see, that's funny because you're like, I don't want any part of this damn thing. I was going to say, the sad thing is I'm probably still going to go see it.
Oh, I'm going to watch it for the show. I don't want to because this, sorry. Because
gives you wings.
Yeah, it gives you wings. Gives you hate.
Red Bull.
Pipeline Punch. Hate. Haterade. So, I just from that teaser trailer, that brought my expectation levels even lower. I do not want to see, and I know it was in the comics that they had Jane Foster as Thor. They made her have cancer so that she can be saved and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, it's a complete emasculation of one of the more masculine characters in the Marvel Universe, in the MCU, and I hate it. I'm tired of emasculating these damn characters, cutting their balls off.
It's a shame that a story that was or is as good as the idea of Jane Foster getting to be Thor for whatever for the reasons that she has is going to be handled by Disney and Taika Waititi. And I like Taika Waititi. He's a fucking genius of a director, especially when you talk about Jojo Rabbit. And anyways, but Thor Ragnarok, he just has no business. He's too. How can I put this? Maybe he's like what Joel Schumacher was to Batman to me. They hired a guy who was gonna bring some levity to Thor, and yeah, he brought levity already. He brought way too much.
Yeah, he drowned a character.
And then you have Gore the God Butcher being played by Christian Bale. Christian Bale could probably play it. No, Christian Bale, not probably. Christian Bale can play anything.
I say Christian Bale can crush any character. He's a great actor.
He's tried and true. So is that a good casting? Yes. Is Chris Helmsworth a good Thor?
Yes. Is Natalie Portman a good Jane Foster? Yes.
Well, I'm not. Is Jane Foster in the story of the God Butcher? No, she's not. And I will go to my grave. I will literally go to my grave saying that the story arc, the entire arc, it loses a little bit once we get to God Bomb, but in the whole beginning of the story of Thor up against Gore here from the 2012 stuff, it's as good to me as The Dark Knight Returns and should go down in history as one of the greatest comic stories ever written. It is amazing. Who wrote that, Nick? Can we find out who wrote that? Let me see.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Which one?
Thor. Thor, God Butcher. Thor, God Butcher, because Gore is the God Butcher. Let's see. The God Butcher, Volume 1. Creator Jason Aaron.
Illustrator. Jason Aaron by Esad Ribic.
Yeah. I mean, man, I was hooked. And that's rightfully so. Do you want to know who would be more equipped to write this story, to direct this movie, write this story? And it shouldn't tie in to the MCU at all. It shouldn't. Matt Reeves, Chris Nolan, somebody like that. Someone like that. I mean, it's too good to just be candy.
Well, and we've talked about this before. The God Butcher. Can you just a quick synopsis of the theme and the tone of that story because you actually read the comic?
Okay, so the best way to describe this is I'll just describe the opening of the first issue. There's this, I guess, it seems like it's a little boy or a little girl, I can't remember. Alien, though, on another world. And the world it needs some rain, it's desolate. And she's praying, I think it's a girl, praying to Thor for rain, the god of thunder. And he shows up and she says, "Oh my gosh, you came. Yeah, I was praying for rain." And he says, "Well, what kind of God would I be if I didn't answer prayers?" And he says, "But why didn't you pray to your own gods? Our gods are gone. We haven't seen our gods and blah, blah, blah." He's like, what happened to them? And they don't know. So Thor goes to investigate why the gods had abandoned these people. Now, Thor is a warrior. He has seen war. He's been in war, been in battle, knows the victory, and he comes upon their home, these gods' homes, and they're slaughtered. And he looks around. And he says, "This isn't battle. This is murder." And then you flash back to before Thor ever had Mjolnir, and you're in the Viking days. He's on Earth, and they show Gore, the God Butcher, and he tortures Thor badly, and then leaves him. And then the other Vikings find him, and they're like, "We'll never," and they're like, "Oh, we'll sing songs." And he says, "We're never talking about this again." And it's that serious. Gore had his family wiped out by somebody. He has like a Frank Castle type, history. And he learned to hate gods, and then he became a god himself through his hatred and his slow murder across the galaxy or all the realms. He just starts. That's why he's called Gore the God Butcher. And by the time we get all the way to the end, there becomes a crux, a time travel crux, where you have Thor, the All-Father. You have young Thor. Then you have middle Thor, our Thor with the Mjolnir, all fighting against this guy at once. And then you have even Odin down on his knees praying to Thor to win. You have the universes praying to Thor because he's going to take the fucking universe out with his bomb he's created. It's called the God Bomb. And they travel across the stars in a Viking ship. And they show these radical rainbowy colors. And it's just fucking beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's dark. It's deep. And
not Taika Waititi.
That's not what this is going to be. It's just, this is not what it's going to be. And I mean, that's a real quick synopsis of over a year's worth of comics right there. But that's the idea. That's the general idea. Interested?
Yeah. So a very dark, very graphic, and then it's going to get Marvel MCU'd up.
Right. And it's
Oblivion.
And not as much as it's dark and graphic, there's happiness in it. You see Thor on the Viking days where he's with the Vikings and he loves them and he's, taking care of them and all this kind of stuff. And there's bare-breasted women walking around with him, but they don't show the evil nipple. But, and he's drinking the beers and he's doing all these things. And it's very light and it's very Thor until it gets serious, real serious. And then you see him, in our time. And then you see him in the future where he's seen some shit. He is missing an eye and all that kind of stuff. At one point you meet his granddaughters, it's like I said, it's not just gritty and dark. It's in graphic. It's got not just like levity or humor. Like the humor is just a little tongue in cheek. That's all the humor is in it. But it's got some happiness in it, and tragedy. For as much happiness, there's tragedy in it too. And then and we're gonna get this fucking movie that sounds like Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
So anyway, Thor: Love and Thunder. I do not want to see it, but I will see it because I feel obligated. But I'll put it as I do not want. I do not want to see it. I'm not. So far, I'm not happy with what I've seen. I'll say that.
And I'd like to just say one more thing is I loved the first Thor movie, and I'm one of the only people who did like the second one. And to me, they've just kind of ruined this character now.
Well, that's it. They've taken a character where like, oh, well, people didn't like the second one, so let's completely overcorrect. And look, Chris Hemsworth, great actor, can pull off comedy, obviously, but damn, like at this point, it ain't Thor, man. It ain't.
I can't wait to see him play Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah. So, but anyway, moving on. Adam, we got some more toys coming out.
Yeah, we do. Which one do you want to talk about first?
And toys, I mean, are the best toys. I'll say it. McFarlane. McFarlane's doing the best right now. I'm okay with saying that right now. Like, so real quick, just because I have it up. This freaking was a Godspeed figure. Looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
I love this figure. The Flash doesn't do a ton for me because that's the Flash TV show Flash. It's still a sweet character or sweet looking, but not doing a ton for me. But this, I'm gonna pull this up because this Godspeed looks freaking phenomenal. Oh geez, I might just buy that just cause. I know this one's been announced already, but that's just a good looking figure. I don't care who you are. But let's pull up the Barry Allen. Anyway, yeah, see, that's still a good figure.
It is. I'm gonna get that figure. I'm probably gonna get them both now. I'm gonna have to set up like a Flash scenario or something because I'm like, what am I gonna do with? I've been wanting this Reverse Flash for so damn long, and now I have it. I'm like, still in the box. What do I do with it? You know. So because I like the Flash. Did you see King Shark on the TV show? The Flash.
Yep.
Man, that shit was crazy.
That's one of the I was like, and they actually did it pretty well.
Yeah, they did.
I liked it because I was like, hey, that's King Shark. That's what he does.
Yep. And the I think the first two seasons are great. Did you see Jesse Martin's character, Joe West, when Gorilla Grodd had him in like the sewer or something like that? And it was,
I think so. I don't remember that one too well, but
yeah, Jesse Martin. I mean, he looked terrified. So, anyways, yeah.
Instagram real quick. They've got more of that. Ow, damn it. So one of the things that they announced is the new 52 not Red Robin. That's a restaurant. New 52
Red Robin.
Yeah, Red Robin. Sorry. I was like, that doesn't sound right because maybe it's just got me being fat, but yeah. So new 52 Red Robin announced once again. Man, that's just a good looking figure. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, but I don't know. See, that's why I have mixed emotions about Damian Wayne. I like the character, I really do, but it was like he took Tim Drake away from Robin. You know what I mean? And then they had to do Red Robin.
It kind of left them where are we putting them?
What? Then they made him a villain for a little while and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, that's why I am excited about the Gotham Knights Robin, because it is Tim Drake, and I can have a Tim Drake Robin, and I can pull my Damian Wayne, put him somewhere else. But yeah.
So one of the ones that I was waiting for a long time, they finally did. They're doing a Hush.
Yeah.
Hush is coming soon. No time. They didn't put a time out, so this is one of those. Is it going to pre-order? Do you know, or is it just going to be one where they just kind of start popping up in
no, everything goes to pre-order with those guys. Okay. All of them do. I've been on the McFarlane train for a little while now, and it's when I started getting on the pre-order stuff, which was last August. Mm-hmm. That was my rude awakening on how it all works out.
Yeah.
So Now
yeah.
I'm off of the pre-ordering, at least for okay. So I tried to order the Dark Knight Batman from GameStop. Now they're out of it and they can't get any because McFarlane Toys won't send them any because they don't have any.
Right.
So I'm lucky I got mine from Walmart. It should be coming tomorrow, but no, I'm kind of finished now with the pre-ordering, man.
Yeah, until something improves, I'm just gonna take my chances because it seems you have a better chance of getting them in the store before you actually will get them in your little grubby hands from pre-ordering. So
Yep.
so another one that I've been waiting for because he's my guy is Grifter. Now here's the thing: I don't understand why people still don't understand that if it's a Warner Brothers / DC character, hey man, he's not coming with guns. Now, I know better than anybody. Grifter's thing is guns.
Mhm.
So, why doesn't he have guns? Because Warner Brothers won't let him. So,
Right.
that's why. So, stop asking why. Where's his guns? Guess what? Go help out some small guy, or there's a bunch of guys, especially on Instagram, that do 3D printing of, specifically, guns that are meant for McFarlane figures. Go help one of those guys out. Or if you got a 3D printer of your own, let's 3D print out the guns, man. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I got one of the action figures out of the package and one of the action figures still in the package from the 90s.
Mm.
So I've got his guns.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. The Grifter has very specific looking guns.
Yeah, he does.
But here's one nitpicking because I'm just happy that Grifter is still alive in one of the universes. He was originally, part of the Wildcats and the Image, and then got moved over to Wildstorm. Not moved over to Wildstorm, but became part of the Wildstorm universe. And then once Jim Lee moved back over to DC, he brought Grifter with him over to DC. It's DC / Wildstorm. So
yeah, he still can't seem to get a Gen 13 off the ground. And maybe that's a good thing.
well, that's I always thought that was more of a J. Scott Campbell type of book. So I don't know, but I know Jim Lee was part of that. Did he bring them over with him when he brought over all the Wildstorm guys?
Yeah, that's why we got the Gail Simone run from
Right. Okay.
2008, something like that.
So, but also one of the nitpicky things, Scott, why doesn't he have a trench coat? Why does he have a members only jacket? He needs his trench coat. So I've decided I'm going to have to buy a couple Grifters because I'll leave Grifter alone, buy him some guns, but I'm gonna have to kit bash him with one of the earlier guys. I'll see if I can pull him up real quick. Which is the one that I sent you? This is the one. So I'm gonna kit bash him with the Batman Dark Detective. So that's a badass figure too. I don't know the comic book run, but that's a good looking figure too. Should grab him while I had the chance.
I don't know that specific Dark Detective.
Well, I think this is
run.
is Future State. So I was at the comic store this. I said once again back at the comic store. Almost bought some Future State stuff. What did I buy? Hold on. And I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but I bought Dark Knights of Steel, The Gathering Storm. So that's like medieval DC stuff, but it's Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. So, but anyway, so as far as there's another figure that was announced, and I hate to say it's controversial because it's a shitty controversy. But they're doing a Jonathan Kent figure, and here's the shame of it all: it's a great looking figure. It's just that the politics of the character, unfortunately, are probably going to overshadow how good this figure looks. So
I'll put it to you like this: I have the Action Comics 1000 Superman from McFarlane. I have the Superman Rebirth from McFarlane. I've got the New 52 Superman from the DC runs before. I've got quite a few Superman action figures. None of them have a kid. Mic drop. None of them have a kid. I just, there's something like if you flat out tell me that the Joker's, well, I guess that movie did that, but Late did it well. It's not in the comic, so I'm not as offended. If you flat out tell me that the Joker's, name is Joe Schmo from Kokomo, what's up, my brother Brian? I'm going to get mad. That whole like Superman having a loneliness, but still being which Christopher Reeves plays fucking phenomenally. But still being the Boy Scout, still being the champion, that's like to me the core. I just don't want to see Superman moving on to being a family man. I'll buy Oliver Queen having kids any day of the week.
Right.
You know what I mean? But see, I don't think Lois Lane. See, okay. There is a line in Dick Donner and Jeff Johns. They wrote this. They collaborated on an Action Comics run called Last Son, where Clark and Lois end up adopting Zod and Ursa's kid. Okay, and they call him Chris. They name him, after Christopher Reeve. And Lois makes a awesome point in the comic. She says, Clark, you're here to save the world, and I'm here to tell the truth to the world. How can we possibly ever be parents? You know what I mean? And that proposition right there, it's like, man, that's my Superman. That's the Superman that I know. Superman in the Superman movies with Christopher Reeve, Dick Donner kicked them all off, right? By the time you get to the fourth one, he's already given up his powers to be with Lois. Then Zod and them come. He gets beat up at a truck stop. That is he can't be with Lois anymore, and he gets his powers back, and she has to forget. By the time he gets to the fourth one, he looks at Lois, and he takes her outside, and they jump off of the building, and they start flying around together for a minute, and she can remember everything miraculously. Then he kisses her. Just before he kisses her to make her forget, he says, put none of them above the other, talking about humanity. He says, doesn't seem fair. And then he gives her a kiss, and she forgets and walks away. And that's my Superman right there. That's why I don't like Superman having fucking kids.
Roundabout. It ruins the illusion.
Or, just changes the core of the character. It's like Han Solo. It's not firing first. It's like Greedo firing first. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Hey,
so
let's not go there right now.
but just objectively,
right?
As a study, if we go back to A New Hope, the original cut, and Greedo is talking all this, I'm going to take you in, and I'll take you in, whatever he's saying to him, he's really talking smack to Han, and Han kills him dead in cold blood with his blaster right there. That's right. Then so that's the core of Han Solo. If you're going to threaten me, no problem. I'm not going to say let's step outside and settle this. No, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head right here now. And because I'm a smuggler, I'm a scoundrel, and we're in the Scum and Villainy Cantina, okay? At Mos Eisley's. Then you go back to the retreads from the 90s, and you have the same scene, only Greedo shoots him, tries to kill him in cold blood. He dodges, he misses, and he fires back in self-defense. That changed that character. It changed him. It lightened him up.
Yeah.
Pussification. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, yes.
So to do that with Superman, to make him have kids and all this kind of stuff,
It weakens the character.
It does. It weakens the character.
Like, it humanizes. Be like, no, we don't need. He's an alien. He don't need to be humanized.
Yeah, we don't want him to be humanized. He's the savior of the damn world. Okay. So that's my gripe right there with that. So this Jonathan Kent figure, I'm gonna pass on it. But I'm not passing on Man Bat.
Oh, that's a good one. But anyway, so I just found a headline. I don't know if you've seen it, but Adam, they're rebooting Quantum Leap.
What?
So, from founding in the comics, they are Quantum Leap reboot announces principal cast including Raymond Lee, Ernie Hudson, and Mason Alexander Park. And this is founding in comics, also via this is a deadline. So, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so wait, who's supposed to play Sam Beckett?
Yep. So give me a second. So let's get into it. So a flurry of recent casting announcements have revealed the actors who will comprise the principal cast of NBC's upcoming Quantum Leap reboot.
Oh, it's a TV show reboot.
Yep. So they're just shooting it sounds like they're just going to shoot a pilot that's not approved or anything. So, with those attached, ranging from Cowboy Bebop's Mason Alexander Park to Ghostbusters' Ernie Hudson. After being silent on the project since greenlighting it in January, NBC began unveiling the reboot's cast on March 4th. First announcing that Here and Now star Raymond Lee as Dr. Ben Seong, and a spiritual successor to Scott Bakula's Dr. Sam Beckett from the original series. Obviously, he's Asian. A casting call for the series previously provided by the hashtag show described a character initially named Dr. Ben Prasad as a first-generation American, a world-renowned physicist, and a man of faith who is also working on Quantum Leap, a time travel project. But when he uses the project on himself, he is transported back to the late 80s and struck with a bout of amnesia, forgetting what made him time travel in the first place.
No, it's the Swiss cheese effect.
Yeah. So Lee confirmed the casting on Instagram, as you can see below. Let's see if we can find out who the rest of the project.
So there is no Sam Beckett.
There is no Sam Beckett. NBC rounded out these announcements on March 9th with the reveal that 3 more actors had been added to the series class, including Bosch actress Narissa Lee as Jen, detailed in the aforementioned casting call as head of security at Quantum Leap HQ. Described as quirky but formidable, she makes it her mission to figure out how Ben could have leapt back in time and erase all evidence of Leap in the future. Oh, jeez, it's this guy. Non-binary cowboy bebop actor Mason Alexander Park as the Quantum Leap projector's similarly non-binary chief architect of AI program who prefers the company of computers to that of other people.
So he's supposed to be like Gushy.
Oh, the only reason I say, oh, geez, because it's a guy who says he fixed Cowboy Bebop basically by just showing up.
Hey, wait, what did they say about who's the woman in the movie in the show?
Which one? So they have Bosch actress Narissa Lee as Jen.
And she does what?
She's the head of security at Quantum Leap HQ.
She's Al.
So there you go.
She's Al because Al was an admiral and he was the one that showed up in the form of a hologram that only Sam can see and hear. Because I don't know if you know about that show, but it was about a doctor named Sam Beckett and he, theorizing that one could time travel within their own lifetime. Dr. Beckett stepped into the Quantum Leap accelerator and vanished. He awoke to find himself trapped in the past, facing mirror images that were not his own, and driven by an unknown force to change history for the better. His only guide on this journey is Al, who appears in the form of a hologram that only Sam can see and hear. And so Dr. Beckett finds himself leaping from life to life, striving to put right what once went wrong, and hoping each time that his next leap will be the leap home. Dun, 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 dun.
And newcomer Caitlin Bassett as Addison, a smart, witty, fearless ex-military operative who now serves as project lead at Quantum Leap HQ, who is in charge of technology they use to communicate with the past and tries to rescue Ben from his time-flung existence. I'm going to pull this up on IMDb and see if I can find any.
But when you're done, I've got a deep cut about Quantum Leap I want to talk to you about.
You can go ahead with it.
Do you know Sam Beckett fought the devil at one point?
No.
Like Lucifer the devil? Yeah, it was like supposed to be like a Halloween episode or something like that. And throughout the whole episode, just like he's supposed to be helping. I can't remember all of it, but what I remember is the devil was posing as Al. And at the end of the episode, he says, "Wait a minute." He looks at him, he says, "You're the one who's causing all this." He's like, "What are you talking about, Sam?" And he's like, "Every time you've left, you've never used the imaging chamber door. And you always seem to blah, 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 something, whatever." And then he's like, "All the times I've tried to, wreck people, you've been going through time and fixing the things that I've messed up." And it's like, wow, that was pretty crazy. He also leaped in our Lee Harvey Oswald.
I do remember that one. That was a famous one. Mm-hmm. So nothing on IMDb, but so yeah, that's it. We'll see how it goes. They're gonna shoot pilot, looks like, and go from there. See if it's greenlit after that. So,
do you remember the
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm like a 10-year-old right now. Do you remember the Evil Leaper?
No.
Yeah, there was another leaper in the show, and it was towards the end of the run, like second to last season or something like that. And you know how when Sam would leap into somebody's body, you get that big blue light or whatever, and then he'd be in their body and whatever. He'd look in the mirror, wouldn't be him. This one particular episode, this lady looks like she's talking to herself. He's like, "Who are you talking to?" Like, nobody. And then they accidentally touched. And it was kind of like the Michael Jackson video where like they both morphed in front of each other.
Right.
And then he looked at him and he found out that she was a leaper too. Only like I remember her lights were orange and his lights were blue. And then come to find out she was an evil leaper. And I think that connected in with the devil episode too, somehow, some way. The show had continuity, man, for its time. It really did. It was more than just a, one-off each time,
Right. Yeah. That's one of the things I really didn't appreciate time, especially. Yeah, it's a show that really, for a time jumping show, kind of kept its shit together for keeping everything straight.
Yeah.
So, Adam, how do you feel about actors in either universe playing the same actor playing different characters in the same
universe? Like, are we talking about Charlie Cox here?
No, I'm talking about like Chris Evans and now, what's his name? Sorry, forgive me. Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing Kraven.
Okay.
So he was Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but Kraven's a Sony property. I mean,
yeah, it's still the same universe.
Chris
until
it's not.
Chris Evans has done the same thing. So I just wondering how you feel about keeping continuity and all that stuff.
I didn't see that coming.
Sorry.
You don't get it. Remember Quicksilver? You didn't see that coming?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. See what I did there? I'm fine. If he's meant to play that role, he's meant to play that role. I'll tell you what. I'm a little. Well, no, I was gonna say I'm kind of peeved that they never brought Quicksilver back, but it did lead us into some like really deep Wanda Maximoff stuff, so I'm all right with it.
Yeah,
Still,
I guess it's just kind of like being nitpicky, but I was like, are there no other actors besides like the 10 who can get in great shape and still play like a convincing character?
tell you what, Aaron Taylor Johnson make a good Nightwing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He would. I never thought of that till just now.
Hell yeah,
He'd
it
make
would.
he'd make a damn good Nightwing.
No shade being thrown at the guy who's playing him in Titans, but yeah.
Oh, he's a good Nightwing too. He
Yeah.
really is, you know. But I mean, they're not. They won't cross their TV world with that. So
Yeah, so but all right, so I'm sorry. What do we what's going on with Daredevil?
I guess Charlie Cox is going to. Well, he's playing Daredevil because he's Matt Murdock in the Spider-Man movie. But Charlie Cox is not going to play the same Daredevil he played in the Netflix show. Also, all the Netflix shows are going to Disney Plus.
Yeah, so all the nice gritty dark ones. And they said are they gonna continue some of them, because you can't continue the Punisher on Disney Plus. That's just simply oil and water.
Well, here's the thing about that. They talked to John Barenthal. Well, they didn't talk to him. I saw an interview with John Barenthal because people really want it and all this kind of stuff. And he started talking about like how dark the Punisher is and the way he played it
Oh
and
yeah.
how he put him, and he's had problems in his life. You know, he didn't really kind of say, he goes, but you know, then you put yourself into it. And he says, if we're gonna do it like that, then yeah, you know, I'd be interested. But he said, I don't see any other way to play him.
No.
So I don't know.
He played him right, but in the same way, like, as much as I hate to give actors too much credit, but at the same time, like, I know, like, emotionally they put themselves in some rough spots. But
Sure.
for a character like the Punisher, like, there's no, like you said, there's no other way to. You can't play a half-ass Punisher. That's simply not a thing. It's not acceptable.
Oh, I don't know. Did you see Punisher Warzone?
Yeah.
I didn't. Did you like it? My brother loves it. I thought
It's
it was a
meh.
steaming pile piece of shit.
That's fair. I'll lean towards your side. But
It sucked. But I the Punisher movie with Tom Jane. Man, bring Tom Jane back. That was badass. I mean, but it's just tame enough. It you
yeah,
know, it was a PG-13 movie, wasn't it?
it was. But also, I think Thomas Shane. I don't know. I love Thomas Shane. Don't get me wrong. But I for me, right, I can't see anyone else playing Punisher besides Barenthal right now. So he's Punisher
Okay,
for now.
all right, but then just forget about Tom Jane coming back to play Punisher. Before there was a Barenthal, okay,
Mhm.
playing the Punisher. I mean, Thomas, did you like that Thomas Jane movie?
No, it was okay. It wasn't a it was a oh okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Blew my socks off at the time.
meh. It was a meh.
Completely. Wow. Did you ever see Dirty Laundry?
No.
It's like a 15-minute sequel to that movie starring Tom Jane.
No.
He sets people on fire with whiskey.
Nice. But yeah. So it's and you bring properties like that into Disney Plus, and you're like, hey, where are we gonna take them? Probably nowhere good now
Well,
with Disney.
yeah, and then you got, well, what are you going to do with Jessica Jones? I mean,
Jessica Jones,
aside from
Luke
the
Cage.
alcoholism, Luke Cage you could translate, but like, but to be fair, I didn't watch all of Luke Cage, so maybe I'm talking out of my ass. But Jessica Jones, aside from like all the alcohol that she drank in that show and all that stuff, I mean, she had a lot of sex.
Oh,
You
that's what
know,
I'm saying. Like, all those characters that just killed it on Netflix. Can't do that unless you are going to have an adult wing, if you will, of Disney.
Disney After Dark.
Yeah, exactly. Disney once the kids go to bed.
Yeah. The Mickey and Minnie Diaries.
All right,
They wear red shoes.
Keep the shoes on and the
red, like the Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into what we're reading, watching. So, what are you reading?
Nothing. I'm going to read Scorched. I just haven't had time, man. I work a lot.
Oh,
I've been building this diorama, as you've seen pictures of it.
Check it out on our Instagram. Coming soon.
Yep, coming soon. I just swapped some of the pieces around today. I'm actually building another diorama on top of it. That one's going to be with the Batman Year 2 action figure. That one ought to be done by tomorrow night. That one should be done tomorrow night. The other one is done to a grand extent. So yeah, all the pictures should be coming soon this week.
Nice. So I've been reading Last Ronin. I've never read a Ninja Turtle comic book in my life. And I feel like an idiot now because I've been reading The Last Ronin and it's freaking fantastic. Spoilers, Michelangelo is the last Ronin. He's the last Ninja Turtle left, dealing with it goes through the passing of obviously all the Ninja Turtle Splinter, Casey Jones, the whole gang. April survived this blast, but she's got a robotic arm, robotic leg. She's messed up, got a kid, and basically it really plays into the post-traumatic stress that Michelangelo has, and it's really emotional. It's very powerful, and nothing like I would expect from a Ninja Turtle book growing up. It's fantastic. I highly recommend you go check it out. I think right now there's only 4 issues out, but man, they are big, fat, thick issues. That for me, it's taking a couple settings to go read through. So, but like the first issue, it has Michelangelo literally attacking like the Foot Clan like by himself, trying to take out the leader. Eventually, he gets defeated and has to kind of gets beat up, gets taken in by April. And my favorite panels, I damn near cried reading it. He's sitting there, and throughout the entire thing, he's literally interacting like with the ghost or the memories of his brothers, the other Ninja Turtles. And at one point, they kind of either just through Michelangelo's own psychosis, they kind of start getting on him about you could have done more. He's like, I know I could have done more. I should have done more. I should have done more for you. And like, really, like, super. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you can really feel the torment that the poor guy's going through. And
wow,
like I said, for a stupid Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic book, it's fantastic, and it's a home run for me. So go check that
out. I definitely will. You said it was an IDW comic?
IDW, yep. So and obviously there is a ton of other Ninja Turtle ones I haven't read. I'm sure there's plenty of other good ones out there, but this is my first foray into Ninja Turtle comics, and I freaking love it. It's the best comic I've read in probably since I started grabbing comics again, to be perfectly honest. Between that and the first run of Suicide Squad. So
yeah. I now I'm all inspired.
I'll tell you what, it's one of those few books where I go, holy shit, like that's a, like, you set down the book, you're like, that's a freaking book, man.
Yeah.
My book, my laying next to my wife, like, she's reading real books, I'm reading comic books, whatever.
You're reading funny books.
You're reading the floppies with the pictures. Yes, I am. But anyway, yeah, and I'm just like, like, it's just one of those. You finish a comic, you're like, holy moly, like really can't wait for the next one. But I guess they're coming out a little bit slower, a little bit on a trickle. But when they come out, yeah, snatch them up.
Oh,
So
it's not done?
no, it's still going.
Is
Yep.
it an ongoing series or a mini series?
I don't. Since it's the last Ronin, I'm assuming it's a miniseries. I don't know how long. I know it's
Okay.
still ongoing. So, I've got the first 4 issues waiting on the 5th one. So, actually, let me pull it up real quick. Let me see.
Do you know who writes it off the top of your head?
It's the original Ninja Turtle guys.
Eastman and Laird. Eastman and Laird.
Yes,
Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, right?
I believe so. So.
That makes sense because their Ninja Turtles were fucking harsh when they came out.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we grew up with the cartoon, and I thought that's what the Ninja Turtles were. That ain't what the Ninja Turtles are, man.
Right.
Not at all. So is this the Ninja Turtles last run? I guess it looks like it's going to be 7 books. So, springing from the minds of Team NNT co-creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird comes an epic like you've never seen before. In a future in New York City far different from the one we know today, a lone surviving turtle goes on a seemingly hopeless mission to obtain justice for his fallen family and friends. This is a perennial TMNT Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tale that can't be missed. So, yeah. I don't know what the run's supposed to be.
I thought you just said 7.
What's that?
It's supposed to be 7 or?
I don't know. Like I said,
Okay.
I'm trying to look up real quick. But I know I did pre-order the Michelangelo figure. Man, I tell you what. Yeah, I tell you what, those freaking Ninja Turtle toys are expensive.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Do you have some?
I have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the first movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's funny if you want to. It's funny because one of the guys on the McFarlane group, it's like, oh, I saw these Ninja Turtle things at the figures at the store, so I grabbed them and we went to go check out. It was $150 for the 4-pack. Be like, about right.
Yeah. Right now, which Walmart was I at? I was at the Troy Walmart last night, and they had 2-pack of Leonardo and Donatello, and then the other 2-pack of Michelangelo and Raphael. $50 each. I paid way more for mine.
Yeah, I saw those. I think it was at Walmart. I saw them, and I was with my wife, and I was like, "There's no way I can get those."
Yeah, I paid way more for mine. Oh well, but
oh yeah, whatever. I mean, hey, but that's because we talked about the different holes that we can rabbit holes we can go down for collecting comics. I made fun of you for starting to go down the Star Wars Black series, but man, you can go down that NECA just as far and just as deep into debt, man.
dead. Yeah, I know. I'm in the NECA one though. I'm in the NECA hole though because I just bought Frankenstein. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And I got the horror ones, and then I've got the Terminator ones because I got them for the diorama. And then I'm debating, do I buy the Laurie Strode from the new Halloween movie? You know what I mean?
Right.
Now they got a 2-pack. Not. They have a cloth Loomis, but they have a 2-pack of straight up plastic Loomis and Michael Myers.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I've got Annabelle, I've got Jason Voorhees, I got Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street 1, Freddy Krueger, which I'm like, fuck, I would have gotten the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 one because it comes with that house. And, I mean, whatever, though. I'm not going to walk around with 3 Freddy figures just for, I did look up on eBay for like an accessory pack. That's what they need to do. And they've done that before. NECA's released an accessory pack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, T1000, T800 from the first Terminator movie where he's walking around in like those punks clothes. Remember when he's naked and he's like, give me your clothes.
Right.
And then Bill Paxton's like, fuck you, asshole. Fuck you, asshole. I got that. I got that turtle, that turtle, that Terminator. So yeah, man, I'm in NECA. They got me, but I'm not. Dude, do I get the Gremlins?
Ooh, those are good looking figures too, man.
I
Like,
know,
damn, dude.
I know, man. I know.
But yeah, I'm trying to figure out because so the last Ronin started in late 2020. So I think it's just one of those things that it's one of those books where they just kind of
Comes when it comes.
Yeah, it comes when it comes. Like I said, because I just got him literally last week, and he's like, "Yeah, we're all just waiting on issue 5." I was like, "Oh, okay, I got you." So, and I'm on IDW right now, and I can't even find Last Ronin series here unless I'm missing something. But so anyway, it's a fantastic read. Go check it out. Maybe it's in specials. It is not specials. So, but anyway, what are you watching, Adam?
Tomorrow I will watch the last episode, the conclusion to Pam and Tommy.
Oh,
If Lily James doesn't win all of the possible Emmys for this role, then yeah, there is an Illuminati and the world is fixed. And then this week, one of my favorite comedians. She is in my top 5. Her name's Taylor Tomlinson. She had a great Netflix special in, I think, 2020. She's hysterical. And now she just had her latest special drop this week on the 8th. I watched that and loved every second of it. She's hysterical. So let's see. I watched that. And those are it. Those are the 2 big ones. Scream is now streaming on Paramount. So I checked that out once because I saw it in the theater though too, and it was good. And that's it. That's it's all I've really had time for. I watch a lot of just let nerd news play in the background while I tweak things in the diorama. So, what are you watching?
Watching a couple things, but one of the things that caught my eye was this goofy ass show on Netflix. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. And so it is. Work with me. The Guardians of Justice. So the Guardians of Justice is this kind of really super goofy, almost like not even B level, like a C level type of show that kind of it's kind of taking the piss out of comic book stuff. But it was really intriguing. So, little quick history. So I used to work in a factory on an assembly line. And if you know anything about that, especially like when you're on your feet all day and you have people that you literally just like stand next to, so you talk to them and you have all types of different crazy conversations. My buddy that I worked with, we literally started this. We basically planned out this entire story that was Samurai Jesus versus Cyborg Hitler. And we had this entire story going, and we were joking. We were like, we're gonna make a graphic novel of this, yada yada yada. So the intro of this show is it explains the character. What's his name here? Sorry, trying to. Where's the synopsis? Can I get a synopsis? So when their seemingly fearless leader self-destructs, a team of troubled superheroes must confront the festering evil and themselves. So the main character, I think, was Mr. Marvelous. I think, yes, Marvelous Man, played by Will Yoon Lee, and one of the people he plays. So he's very much like Superman. So he comes and saves the world during World War II. And he ends up fighting this character named Mecha Hitler. And I'm just like, holy crap, that's my character. Like, that's the character that we made. And I was just like, it was just a crazy. I'm sitting here just like literally like slack-jawed. I'm like, that's it.
You sure your buddy didn't get a job there?
Not the Samurai Jesus part, but yeah, I was like, well, but I was just watching. I almost called him and said, like, dude, just watch the intro to the show. So, but it's incredibly goofy and over the top. I think what the main guy after Marvelous Man dies is Nighthawk, and he's played by Dallas Diamond Page. I don't know if you're familiar with his work as a wrestler, but it's got Diamond Dallas Page as Nighthawk, Derek Myers as Awesome Man, John Hennigan as Red Talon, and it's just a really over-the-top, cheesy type of show. It's got Andy Milonakis. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it's really goofy. But one of the things I'm also watching is The Dropout.
Oh yeah, with Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, Amanda Seyfried. I've been fascinated by this woman, not Anna Seyfried, but the character that she plays, Elizabeth Holmes. She's the founder of this company called Theranos. It's supposed to be a company where you send a drop of your blood, and it's supposed to give all your medical info and all the things that like you might be susceptible to, and it's supposed to help you out medically. Completely full of crap. And not only is the company full of crap, she's full of crap. Like, she started wearing like black turtlenecks like Steve Jobs. She started talking with like her voice lowered to seem more commanding, like she saw that like somewhere along the line. So she talks like this very like deep voice, and you can tell it's completely fake. And it's just like everything's fake about her. And if you follow the news, like I think she just got they just found her guilty, of basically stealing all this money, because she at one point was like the youngest female billionaire, and it was just this whole crazy story. And it was just watched the first episode of The Dropout, so pretty good, a little bit slow, but the whole story just fascinates me. So I keep watching and giving it a shot.
What was that on?
Excuse me, that was on Hulu.
Okay. All right. So you got Hulu now.
Yeah. Well, I had to get Hulu to try and watch Batman Forever before the show, and then I failed. So, so I still got it.
Pam and Tommy, brother.
Pam and Tommy. We'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, you got to look at Stupid's face for a while, but
Sebastian Stan.
No, Sebastian Stan's awesome. He's a great actor.
Seth Rogen. That's right.
Seth Rogen. I mean, look. One of the things, how I gauge a good actor, if he's playing a role and then you're like, I hate that guy.
Right.
I really hate him. And yeah, I'm like, well, he must be a good actor. Joe, what's his name?
Plus, it's got Nick Offerman, right?
yeah, he's funny in it. He's the only thing that like makes Stupid tolerable. Oh God, what am I trying to say? John, who played Malcolm Merlin in he was in Doctor Who and all that stuff. He's
John Barrowman.
John Barrowman. Yeah, that's right. I kept thinking Barenthal, but anyways,
Captain Jack.
I remember I was like, man, I gotta settle down. Like I hated him from the first season, just hated him. And I met him at Comic-Con. He's like, hi, he's running around having a good old time. And
he's fantastic.
I was like, dude,
and he'll show you his penis too. It's fine.
Yeah, sure, okay. But I wouldn't be mad, you know.
He's like, famous for whipping out his junk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at him for that. I'm I'm a progressive person. Yeah, and I've always wanted to say to him, I always wanted to say this to him. And if next Comic-Con, I am going to stand in line just to say this. Like, listen, man, that first season of Arrow, I hated you. I hated you. And then I had to think about it. Like, hey man, this is just pretend, Adam. This is just pretend. And then I met you, and you could be like, or I've seen you and saw you on social media, like the furthest thing. That's how you know that you're a good actor, sir, and you're a damn good actor. So I want to say that to him.
Right. So.
I hated this guy. And I'll tell you who I hated even worse, the guy who played Deathstroke in the second season of Arrow. And I remember I put up a post once on Facebook on one of the Arrow pages. I was like, I hate this Deathstroke guy. I hope Malcolm Merlin comes, which was John Barrowman, comes back and fucking kills you. All this stuff. So
yeah, so I always remember him as the guy from La Bamba. So
John Barrowman?
No, the brother, the Deathstroke. Yeah, he's the brother.
I never saw La Bamba.
What?
Yep.
What the hell?
I wanted to. I was like, oh, that looks good. Can we get it? No.
Go check out La Bamba, dude. Like now.
I want to watch Serpent in the Rainbow.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, all right, Adam. I think it's time to wrap it up. We've been going for 2 hours. So.
All right.
So, and it's 11 o'clock at night. So I'm an old man, but
it's midnight, bro.
It's midnight. So, but so once again, we are on the YouTubes, and we are on the Instagrams,
and we are on energy drinks.
Go check. We are fueled by hate and Monster and Red Bull. It gives you wings. So we are on the Escape Podcast on Facebook, on Instagram. We are on _Escape_podcast, and on obviously on YouTube. If you could give us a like and a subscribe, that would help us out a ton. Because that's what makes the YouTubes work. So if you like what we're doing, give us a like and a subscribe, and possibly share, and possibly tell your friends to do the same. So, all right, Adam, do you have any closing remarks?
By the power of podcasts. Love you, folks.
Yeah, let's get monetized for Adam, because Adam doesn't like working real jobs. So.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful for it, though. Very grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful to have skills. Grateful to have all my fingers and toes. Grateful for the people I work with. But you know what? I would rather talk to you guys all day long.
And you know what we're going to do for the people? We're going to dance.
Raising the roof. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Good night, America.
Good night, Planet Houston.